In today's episode, I want to talk about why the rich get richer, and there's one main thing that's been very apparent along my wealth building journey, and that's networking and access. I can't stress enough of how important this topic is, and so I want you to dive in today with me because this topic is going to exponentially move your wealth in a way that you've never been taught by me or anybody else. And so you guys know me, I'm very fundamental. I've done this long time, for a decade, let's call it, building a rock solid foundation. But over the last year or two, you've seen my wealth go from over $1 million to well over $1 million at a very quick rate. And people are wondering why and how. I'm going to share today exactly why and how, and why you can do exactly what I'm doing, because everything I've done is mapped out in my new best-selling book, The Roadmap to Financial Freedom, which you guys can find in the show notes below, or all my students experience this real time with me every single day within the Budgetdog Academy. I'm showing them exactly what I did to get to $1 million, 0 to $1 million, pretty quick rate. And so having fundamental systems and foundational principles in your financial journey is really important. Don't get me wrong, never skip that step. In fact, you can't experience what we're about to talk about today unless you do that. But a lot of people aren't willing to do that 10-year track record, and they're so wanting to jump to right now. It's the get rich quick method. They're like, well, he's talking about exponential value. I'd rather just do that. There's levels to this game. And if you don't do that first level, you're not getting to this level 2. I can guarantee it. And when I share level 3 and level 4, because I'm sharing my wealth building journey publicly with you, you're not going to be able to experience these new levels unless you start with my level 1, which is the fundamentals and foundational wealth building. You get that in order, all of a sudden you're going to move up move up a few ladders, and all of a sudden you're going to be here. You're going to move up a few levels, and you're going to feel really, really good because you're going to have access to what I'm talking about right now. But why do the rich get richer? Like I said, network and access. I'm going to share a story with you that happened yesterday. Sitting at my desk, group of, let's call it 8 to 10 really highly successful people that I'm part of because I provided value to them. That's simply why I got access to them, is through a deal into the pot, essentially. One of the individuals had access to this deal, and they said, hey, if you guys want access to this deal, this private equity deal, you guys can have access to it. And that, to me, is simply an amazing, amazing thing. And this individual gave us access to get on a call with somebody that you all know publicly. One of the most well-known individuals on a public-facing business presence that you guys all know. I can't say the name, unfortunately, but this individual I got on the call with, obviously the group I'm part of, that individual threw the deal in here. The deal is the public-known figure. And so I got on a call with this publicly known figure, and I was kind of amazed, if I'm being totally honest. Because, where I grew up and how I grew up wasn't this. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I did not starve. I had food on my plate. I had housing and all that kind of stuff. But we didn't talk about investing. I didn't know what investing was. I grew up with zero financial literacy. I didn't have some, bigwig financial powerhouse. Like, my dad was not owning, huge companies across the world, networking connections across the world or anything like that. And all of a sudden, I'm on this call with this well-known public individual seeking capital for a huge deal. And this individual has a history and a track record of massive success. And so I'm sitting there thinking, wow, the only reason I'm on this call is because of the work I've done the last decade, the level 1. The level 1 of building my wealth the right way, of getting capital, of becoming wealthy myself, in order to build skill sets, in order to build capital to then provide to other individuals, is the reason I'm on this call today. And so I've been publicly sharing my story for a decade. And the last 10 years was a grind. It was a hustle to get to the $1 million plus. But as you guys have seen publicly, as I've shared, people are wondering, how did you get from $1 million to $2 million to $3 million so quick? Network and access. The skill sets I've been able to get from these individuals, because I've either paid to play at different times, or I've provided value to other groups that they've allowed me into their circle because I'm providing value at a high level. One of those two reasons as to why I've gotten this access, let's say. I'm also not afraid to ask for help, and I'm not afraid to go tell people I can help you many different ways. You gotta have a certain level of confidence to get in these groups, I feel like, as well. It's kind of a thing I don't talk about often. But a lot of people are afraid to ask. The answer is going to be no if you don't ask. And you're afraid to put yourself out there. And if you're afraid to put yourself out there, no one's going to know who you are. No one's going to know what you provide. Budget Dog is all about confidence of providing, value to the mass public. I'll tell you how good I am at whatever I'm great with, which is personal finance. I'm great at that. That's my skill set. Now, other things I kind of suck at, but I know publicly, and I would tell everyone what I'm good at. And those individuals the right individuals are attracted to me. I'm also sharing my journey publicly with you, like I said. So as I'm building all this wealth, people are seeing that from an outside perspective, and they know, the rich and wealthy, hey, this guy has some capital. Maybe he can fund a deal. Maybe he has access, or he has a network himself. Maybe he can go put it to his groups and collect, a ton of revenue. Let me give you an example. I just collected $1 million on a deal I sent to my group. That's a very small group, relatively speaking, with my whole, all my following, relatively speaking. So within Budgetdog Academy, we have 1,500 people. Posted one post, access to a specific real estate deal. We raised $1 million. I had no intentions of hey, I got to sell my academy people. I have built-in trust with these individuals, and I've done a lot of due diligence to make sure the deals that come through Budgetdog Academy are top-notch. Well-trusted players, good returns, good people. Nobody's trying to make a quick buck. I bring these deals into another trusted source of people that I've built this whole entire group with, and all of a sudden you raise $1 million pretty easily. And so these other individuals are now seeing that. Oh, well, he just raised $1 million for them. What if I have this other great deal and he can throw out to his group, and there's no pressure. It's an opportunity for them. But because the academy folks paid to play, they paid to become part of my network, all of a sudden now they have all these deals flowing to them. And that's not the purpose of Budgetdog Academy, by the way. I would never act like it is. I don't know when these deals will come, and I'm not going to ever force a certain amount of deals through the pipeline. If I trust this individual, it's a good deal, I've vetted it at a high level, I will then give my people opportunity. But until I make sure all those things are checked, I'm never going to just throw random deals in the group. But there's a reason we raised $1 million on our first raise ever. It wasn't even a raise. It was a post. It wasn't like I was going to aggressively collect capital. I was like, hey, guys, if you want access to this, here you go. And all of a sudden, these individuals now have access to these deals they would not otherwise have if they were just out in the public markets. But it's pretty crazy to see, because of the foundation I built over the last 10 years, what has transpired as a result. You can work hard or you can work smart. It's up to you. The first 5, 10 years or whatever, it's going to be working hard, just so you know. You're not going to skip level 1. You're not going to skip those steps. That's what I did. That's what you're going to have to do. If you skip these steps, you're never going to get to level 2. You're never going to get to level 3. And I'll show you, as I go real time, everything I'm publicly doing, because that's what I do. I publicly share everything I do. I'm as transparent as I can possibly be, and it's come with a lot of downsides, but I'm willing to sacrifice all the bad sides for the people I can help with it. And so I've shared this entire journey, and people are wondering how I'm speaking on my journey. It's because of the private equity deals. It's because the access of these other deals outside of the S&P 500 that are actually exponentially moving my wealth. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a foundational builder. But it's hard to say that that's the way you're going to become extremely wealthy. If we're talking 7-figure net worth, yeah, you can do it. If you're talking 8, 9-figure, it's going to be a little challenging to do with the W2 and S&P 500. That's just the reality of it. You got to know where you want to get, first off. That's a very important piece of the puzzle. But it's cool to see now, it's a phone call. Like my group, my inner entrepreneurship group I was talking about, they threw a deal to the group. And all I did is get on a call with this well-known individual, and he said, I have this great deal. I did some due diligence. I did some background checks, all that kind of stuff. And I said, you know what? This deal right here makes a lot of sense. I'm going to take this capital I have, because I have the money, because I built it up through the fundamentals, put it over here, and I'm going to exponentially move my wealth. And a lot of people can't do that because they haven't done this first step. So they don't have the money. They don't have the access. They don't have the connections. They haven't put themselves out there. But if you start doing this, and you do it for a long period of time, good things will come. Gary Vee has said, if you put out content online for 5 years consistently, I'm saying consistently every single day, which I've done well past that, you consistently do that, good things are going to happen. He is 100% correct, because I've seen it real time. And I was somebody on the sidelines that literally, as my wife said, to share online and create Budget Dog, I said, no one's going to care about that. That was my response. And I wish I would have known this, because we're talking, you're moving from millions to potentially billions with this type of network and access. And you slowly getting bigger and bigger and more unique circles as you put yourself out there and as you grow as an individual and as you grow with your skill sets and as you grow with your capital, because you now have access to go up a rung. You keep going up a level, up a level, up a level, up a level. And there's countless levels. I'll probably share thousands of levels throughout my time here. But there's always a level to this. And, you got to know your end goal so you don't just keep chasing level. But Budgetdog Academy folks, guys, have access to some of these deals in particular because they paid to play. And like I said, the Academy is not intended to just give deal flow. That's not the point of the Academy. The Academy is intended to build their financial freedom the right way, the foundational way that I did. Because everything I do and all of my products and services are based on what I've done. And that's why I'm so good at it, because I've actually done it. I have the confidence to show you exactly what I did. And so if I take them from 0 to $1 million, and now they got the capital, and now I fund deals through them because they've graduated after the 6 months and they're still in the group for lifetime. Now all of a sudden they have these deals that come through, and now they have the ability, the access, the network, because they know me and they build my trust through me, to be able to move their wealth a lot faster. A lot of people don't have that. And so whether you provide a ton of value to become part of these groups, whether you put yourself out there to say, I want to be part of these groups, or the right people, it's going to be really hard to move your wealth at a fast rate, at least the rate I'm moving now. And I think it gets faster and faster, if I'm being quite honest. You got to think about it. Like, money makes money, right? So you see Warren Buffett, he I don't even know the amount of money he makes from a dividend from Coca-Cola or McDonald's or whatever the case is, or Apple, but it's because he has so much capital there. And so his capital makes, let's say all the dividend income plus capital appreciation, he reinvests that, and then it makes more. And so he's not doing anything. And this is the whole idea of passive income. But it just doesn't, a lot of people are selling this passive income dream online of invest in a dividend stock and you'll get paid to, forever. It's yeah, kind of, but there's a lot to that. And it's a lot more complicated than that. But the key is network and access. If you want to get rich and you want to stay rich and you want to get richer, this is one of the best ways to go about it. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this podcast is I was fired up. I posted in my Millionaire Room a second ago on Instagram. I said, guys, I'm going to do a podcast on this because one thing I've always done is share step by step of what we're doing. And the roadmap to financial freedom does not have private equity talked about in this book, because this is level one. This is to start. This is to get really, really in a good spot. But if you really want to take it to the next level and speed up at a faster rate and make your money make a lot of money, it's not just the S&P 500. There's other deals out there. There's access to real estate. There's access to private equity deals, all sorts of different things that can move you at a faster rate. And the crazy thing is, going back to the statistic, is private equity has outperformed public markets every year from 1986 to 2020. And so if you had $1 million, like I said in the beginning of that time, invested, that $1 million would turn into $173 million for private equity. And from a public market, if you put $1 million into that public market $1 million would turn into $26 million. Still good, don't get me wrong, but that's a $147 million difference. And why I'm talking about this, not to mention, here's the bigger kicker, which I didn't mention the first time around. Since 2000, we've had 3 market downturns. Private equity has had less significant drawdowns and quicker recovery time each time. I don't have to say much else that why I'm so bullish on private equity. There are risks within this space, just like there are risks in the public market space and risk in every other investment that you potentially have. But the key is, this is huge, and you have a potential to level up if you start to follow the roadmap that I talk about all the time. But you got to do the basics first. You got to get right first with your money. If you're struggling with an emergency fund or paying your bills or investing in retirement, this isn't the conversation in the podcast you want to listen to, because this is you got to master that. You got to have that stuff down pat before you get to this level. Once you get to that level, you're ready to take it up a notch. Become part of networks that allow you to get access to this stuff, and you'll be amazed at how fast you can move your wealth. So anyways, I want to leave that with you today. Very important real life concept I'm going through right this second. I'll share it more publicly, obviously, as I get more involved throughout time. So I appreciate everybody, and I'll see you guys next week.
You've been listening to Money on My Mind with your host, Brendan Schlagbaum. If you found value in today's discussion, share it with someone who could benefit from it too. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already, so you never miss a money mastery tip. Until next time, stay passionate about your financial journey and keep taking bold steps towards your money goals.